person who has worked for us has added their own little piece of themselves to our history. Today, we celebrate these 200 students of the class of 2016 and their unique contribution to the Institute. On July 18, 2006, we realized a long-held dream. My father had always wanted to open a world-class teaching school for film aspirants in Bombay, and on that day of research, hard work, and negotiation, that dream came to being. On that day, 83 students entered the campus, which was built for many more. We wondered how the school would fill itself. Today, 10 years later, we have over 800 students within Whistling Woods. And the issues, as we all know, are very different. It is a nice problem to have. And I have to congratulate my team, some who have been with us since the first day, and others who have been with us for most of it, in adapting and constantly pushing the boundaries so we can keep Whistling Woods at the top of its game and deliver to every single student that comes in what we promise, a terrific education experience. May be biased, but as you saw, all the students do agree. They somehow manage to deal with all kinds of student issues and most of all still impart top quality knowledge, guidance and mentorship to every single student.
In 2008, on Whistling Woods International's first convocation, we instituted an award meant to honor and recognize those professionals who have spent long and successful careers contributing significantly to the film and media industries, called the Whistling Woods Maestro Award. The awardees are chosen by the students and faculty of Whistling Woods International each year, and they are honored at our annual convocation. Past Maestro awardees have included Mr. Anandji, Ms. Hema Malini, Ms. Jaya Bachchan, Mr. Javed Siddiqui, Mr. Kamal Hassan, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, Pandit Shivkumar Sharma, Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasi, Dilip Kumar, Wahida Rahmanji, and Mr. Ashok Mehta. Today too, we'll be giving out 2 such special Maestro Awards. So to enlighten us with his excellent address, talk more about these Maestro Awards, and also introduce the first Maestro awardee for the evening, I'd like to call upon the visionary, who is the reason we're all here today. Please welcome...
Good evening. It's great to see this whole atmosphere of excitement of students passing out, and also to see that finally they are entering into the film industry, a different sector of life, different phase of life. So I feel very happy for them, and I also feel concerned for them, the graduates today, that they are a huge journey ahead. I remember my own journey when I passed out from FTI. I had a lot of dreams, a lot of aspirations, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of stories in my mind that I will do this, I will do that, I will do that, I will break the industry, I will break stones, and I will so and so. But when I went to the industry, the first thing happened that I went to, with my diploma, to Gurudat studio. And the gatekeeper asked me, yes, what can I help you? I said, I'm a diploma holder from FTI. He could not understand. He said, कि probably मैं कुछ कहीं से आया हूँ. So I said, I want to see shooting here inside Gurudat studio. And he said, do you know somebody? I said, no, I don't know anybody, but I'm a diploma holder of film school. He just closed the door. He closed the gate completely, and I was standing there for 5 minutes, and diploma was in my hand. And I was concerned. All my aspirations, all my dreams, all my thoughts, I've been carrying from my childhood, and my commitment to my parents and to my friends that I would be something. This door is closed for me. I do not know anyone. And from my story begins. I come home. I picked up a book from the shelf Dale Carnegie book, How to Influence People. And I started reading that book. And that was my first book, learning book. And I shed all my previous books, Godard, Fellini, Kurosawa, Actor Prepares, every book and every full. And I said I had to unlearn everything and start a new chapter. And I remember that I went office to office. That time the industry was different. It was a very isolated industry, film industry. There was only cinema, there was no television, there was no event, there was no digital, nothing. And competition was tough. But I started with one thing, that now I have to be a likable boy wherever I go. So I started my struggle meeting everyone with a smile. And trust me or not, I practically won everyone's heart first. दिमाग हम बाद में जीतते हैं, पहले दूसरे का दिल जीतते हैं. ये मैंने सीखा. So I want to share with you when I see you now, from tomorrow onward, you will be there. तो सबसे पहले मेरे दोस्तों, आपको ये सीखना होगा कि जिससे भी मैं बात कर रहा हूँ उसका दिल कैसे जीतूं. चाहे वो पीएन है या एम्परर है या बॉस है या इमीडिएट बॉस है. दिल से काम करोगे, दिल से बात करोगे, तो सुनने वाले को आपकी पूरी बात का समझ आएगी. अगर नॉलेज और इंटेलेक्चुअल्स और इंफॉर्मेशंस और हाई लेवल पे बात करोगे तो वो भी हाई लेवल नॉलेज और टेक्निकली बात करेगा. और फिर दो नॉलेज और टेक्निकल जब टकराते हैं उसका फैसला कुछ नहीं हो पाता है. फैसला सिर्फ होता है कि दूसरे का दिल जीतना. सो आई रिमेंबर कि एंड व्हेन आई met so many struggles when I became a producer, then I became an actor, then I became a writer, director, producer, and there was a constant blockbusters in my folder. So that time, so many students, so many newcomers used to come to my office. The history repeats. So I used to imagine myself in them कि मैं भी तो ऐसे ही ऑफिस जाता था. और वो एक ही बात पूछते थे कि सब हम कहाँ जाएं, हमारे में टैलेंट है, हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं. And that was the time I was making Saudagar. And I shared this feeling with Mr. Dilip Kumar and Mr. Sunil Dutt, two people. I said, I have an idea that I want to set up a platform for all those children from various states and who can come here and have a library or a coffee shop kind of a thing where they can sit down and they can meet the industry people. But how to connect the industry people, industry producers, or the this media people? So let's have some kind of institution, a school, where we can train them and also they will spend some time. तो बोले क्या पढ़ेंगे? मुझे उन्होंने कहा ये तो यार हर एक में टैलेंट होता है, वही आता है. मेहमान साहब बहुत से लोगों में टैलेंट होता है लेकिन उनको पता नहीं होता है. They do not know that they have, like I never knew that I could be a writer. I never knew I could be a director. So they will discover and rediscover when they have this platform. And that was the thing when I applied to the government in 1992, that I want a little piece of land where I can set up, and where I can spend all my money, my experience, my knowledge. And I went to every expert, and my bag and camera, and I went to various countries, to various film school, to meet those dean and those faculty people, that where did you go wrong? I never asked them how did you achieve. I asked them where did you go wrong, and they smiled and they started sharing with me. And I made a note. I came back, and I came to know that we can do that for our Indian children also. And rest is a struggle, and rest is I would say, एक लड़ाई थी, एक fight थी. But I was lucky enough that I could win the heart of many filmmakers, many technicians who came along with me that time. Okay, let's open the school. and a lot of faculty members who are still here with me, and a lot of people like Anand Mahindra, like Sham Benikal, Shabana Azmi, everyone joined us, and we started setting up this institute. And exactly 10 years back, I could see that it is happening when I saw 80 students like you who are there to inaugurate our whistling booth on 18th July 2006. So now it was a second now struggle for me. I have done done my bit. Lekin how could we succeed in film school? There is no film school. The way I think the film school should be, the way I visioned, because I had learned a lot of things from the various film schools, what to do and what not to do, what to teach and what not to teach. One thing which I came to know was common. Let the students grow themselves. Let the students be the teacher for themselves. We are not teachers, we are mentors. Let the students educate themselves, give them the environments, give them the facilities, give them the technology, and see to it that they groom themselves. And I'm very happy that today is 10th year, and 10th year I have been meeting all students personally, sometime in group, and I could see the smile in their face, the confidence growing every 6 months, every 3 months. And when they are here, I can tell you that these are the people you never know who will open the new institutes for themselves also, one day when you will get successful. You will be the leader because you are tomorrow's leader, as every politician say. But you should be leader for yourself. The purpose of this institute, we trained only on 3 factors. The students must develop his artistic skill and the knowledge of technology. And third, which is most important, the human in him. The human touch in him is most important, apart from the technological skill or the artistic skill. And I can tell you proudly that whenever our students or alumni are working, all the bosses have been telling me the same thing. Your boys are brilliant, and more than brilliant, they are good people, they are good persons. And I always feel nice, and I trust me or not, at that time I feel my dream has come true now. Having said that, I really bless you and wish you all the best. And your success is my success, our success, the success of Whistling Boats. Whenever you need us, we are always there. It is just that you should understand you have just passed one phase of your life. You should remain all the time the student and student and student. Till I am still a student. I also have learned from you. I also learn from youngsters. So never leave a studentship in you and a humility and humbleness in you. And once you do that, nobody can stop you to reach to zenith. And having said that, now I must thank our great friend Ajay Bijli. He is an example who had just one theatre. Ajay Bijli is my very good old friend. When he saw my struggles right from the beginning as an actor, and I also saw him taking passionately about his theatre. He was the person in Delhi in theatre, I remember, when he would, that time nobody used to bother about the technology or the sound part of it, screen ठीक है कि नहीं, sound है कि नहीं. सबको ये था कि पैसे हैं कि नहीं और कैसे करके theatre चलती है. They used to discuss more of the stories or movies. But whenever I used to meet and visit his theatre, he would show me how much update he has done in the technology. He was very great student of sound and picture. He was always passionately updating his cinema all the time. And I could see, here's a man. Every specialization, whatever you do, you have to do passionately. And that is why today you can see Ajay Bijli is today the leading man in exhibition in the film industry. And we have a 5,000 screening, and you can see the totally game, the name of the game has changed. And I would say full credit goes to Mr. Ajay Bijli as a leader. Thank you for coming, sir. And also, I keep thanking every year, every month, every weekend to my friend. His name is Manmohan Shetty. So I think I always feel like to thank him in public also in my speech, because normally मैं thank उनको करता ही नहीं हूँ. तो एक जगह माइक मिलती है जहाँ मुझे लगता है कि मुझे thank you कहना चाहिए, because he has been a source of inspiration right from the construction of the Whistling Wood. He was the first the board member of Whistling Woods who encouraged me, and he told me one thing in remember. I still remember. He told me, Subhash, कोई भी बिजनेस करना, वो बिजनेस करना जो किसी ने ना किया हो, वो काम करना जो किसी ने ना किया हो. And he himself is an example. He started with IMAX. There was no IMAX theater in this country, and he made his presence felt. And then he was the person who developed multiplexes in this country. Am I right, sir? He was the first, Ajay. And now he is a king of Imagica. You understand, the first kind of a theme park, the biggest theme park, as good as an international standard, Imagica, and everybody's talking about. And Raviji, we all know he's a part of Whistling Woods, part of Mukhtar's, part of. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for being here. My best wishes to all of you. Love you.
Good evening, everybody. Subhash ji, Shetty ji, everybody on the dais, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, all the students present. First of all, of course, I'm really grateful, humbled by Whistling Woods, by Mr. Ghai and his team for having chosen me for this award this year. I'm not a great one for giving speeches, and neither do I ever prepare my speeches. I'll speak what comes to my heart. I know all you people in Whistling Woods must be having a very trying time graduating. Fortunately, मैं जब फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आया तो उन दिनों में कोई फिल्म एक्टिंग स्कूल्स नहीं थे. एक स्कूल शुरू हुआ था, द फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पुणे, लेकिन मैं उससे पहले फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आ चुका था. I had no background of acting. The only experience that I ever had, of going on stage was in school and college, and that also I had to gather a lot of courage and get rid of my fear, the stage fright, like we all know. But the day I did my first play in school, and my teacher who directed me, he was one person who inculcated in me the love for acting. I never ever knew what acting was because, as children, you don't know what acting is compared to what your normal behavior is. But coming on the stage and acting a part of a character which you had no idea about, no experience about, and all you could do to give your best was what you were told by your director and by what the play demanded from you. So that was my first experience with acting, and that seed was sown inside me. So after I finished my school, went to college, I did a little bit of stage in college also. And then suddenly out of the blues, पता नहीं इसको आप भाग्य कहते हैं, डेस्टिनी कहते हैं, जो भी कहते हैं, मुझे एक दिन सुनील दत्त जी, हमारे, I would call him my godfather kind of a person, met me somewhere as a college student. I was 19 years old. And he looked at me so intensely, and after 2 days I get a message from his office saying that, that he's in the making, he's in the film in which he needs some newcomers. And if I would be interested. For me, that was a big challenge because my background was I come from a business family. My family was getting me ready to join the business. And telling them that, I don't want to join your business and join the film industry was the most difficult thing that ever came out of my mouth. I just went to my father and I told him that this is the offer I've got and I'm really, really keen to do this. Please allow me to do this. I don't want to do this without your permission. My father rejected it immediately. He was so angry that he pulled out a gun, a revolver, and he put it on my head. And he said, don't you ever say those words again. Film industry is out. You can do anything else you want, but you cannot join the film industry. Because in those days, the film industry did not have a reputation, where families wanted their children to go and join. Anyway, I convinced my parents. I told them, please give me 2 years. If I'm not successful in 2 years, I promise you, I will quit the film industry and I will come and join your business. And that was the end of it. They agreed. And then, of course, my whole journey into the film industry began. As an actor, nobody comes born as an actor. Nobody knows, no matter how great a family you come from of acting or film industry, anybody in the film industry. It has to be within you. It has to be something which you really want to do, which you really want to give everything that you've got. Like in any other profession, but this profession especially. And I went on working, and fortunately there were a number of films that came my way after my first release. I was accepted, I was recognized, and I got so many films, one after the other. I played all kinds of roles. I was somebody who knew nothing about the film industry because I had no experience of the film industry. Nobody in my family was in the film industry. And I learned every person I met, whether he was a spot boy, whether he was an assistant director, whether he was my producer, my director, anybody who was working in any department, I was always willing to listen and learn from them. And by the grace of God, I must say that one thing paid off in my life. You have to be open, listen to people, observe people, take their advice as and when you feel it's correct. But listening is the most important thing in acting, I feel. Anyway, I went through this whole journey for many years. And I came to a point of life where I had achieved everything that I wanted, recognition, I had won awards, I had made a lot of money, I had traveled the world, everything that somebody can hope for, I had got. But yet something within me kept saying that no, there is more, there's something that you need to do, which you are not doing. And I could never pinpoint it. And then I met my guru. Like he's known as Osho today. In those days he was known as Rajneesh, Bhagwan Rajneesh. And I went into this path of meditation and spirituality, which was there somewhere inside me for a very, very long time, but it had been, usko daba diya tha maine. I didn't like it to surface because my career, everything else was so important. Anyway, this whole journey started, and I used to have a lot of discontent in my work, with my producers, with my directors, with my story writers, with my co-actors. There used to be a lot of conflict. There used to be a lot of, times where I would go home very dissatisfied with my work, and I could never find out why that is everything I got into my work. So I spoke to my guru one day, and I'd like to share this with you. I told him this is what is happening with me, that I cannot work with people that I don't agree with. People whose mind and my mind don't think alike. What should I do? Because I come home very dissatisfied. I go home, I can't sleep till very late. So मैं क्या करूं? I think this is something which all of you will face probably tomorrow. So he gave me a very simple answer which I couldn't understand straight away. उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि देखो विनोद, हर आदमी का एक सेल होता है, हाँ, स्पेस होती है जिसमें उसको फंक्शन करना पड़ता है. तो हर किसी का सेल 5x5 है या 7x7 है या 10x10 है, और you're confined in that space. But to feel free of that space, unless you're total 100% in that space with awareness, you will never be able to be satisfied. तो उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि तुम जहां भी हो, तुम्हें जो भी काम बोलता है, जो भी तुम्हारा प्रोड्यूसर बोलता है, जितना वाहियात सीन हो, जितना बकवास सीन हो, तुमको बिल्कुल भाता नहीं है, लेकिन तुम वो करो जो वो कह रहे हैं. 100% अपने आप को उसमें डुबो दो. और मुझे लगा कि मैं, because the mind is such a thing that there's so much conflict, करूं नहीं करूं, ये, questions keep coming, you keep fighting. Anyway, I said, let me try this out. And I started doing this. I used to come on the set. And even if I didn't agree with the scene, I didn't agree with so many things that were happening, whether it was production, it was... I just said, मैं बिल्कुल complain नहीं करूंगा, जो मुझे कहते हैं मैं 100% उसमें डूब जाऊंगा. And I swear, I tell you, that changed my entire outlook towards my work. Once I started doing that, but with awareness, वो सारा गुस्सा हो गया. I started loving people, I started accepting him, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा तुम्हारा, उनका भी वही सेल है. अगर तुम्हारा 7x7 का सेल प्रिजन का सेल है, तो उनका भी प्रिजन का सेल है. अगर तुम उनके साथ झगड़ा करोगे, वो भी घर जाएंगे, वो अपनी बीवी से झगड़ा करेगा, बीवी अपने बच्चों से झगड़ा करेगी. And this cycle continues and nobody then is happy. So to be happy, to be satisfied, all you got to do is be 100% in whatever you're doing, no matter how stupid, no matter how much you disagree with it, but do it, but with awareness. ये मैंने करना शुरू किया, and I tell you, my whole life changed. And I started enjoying my work, my people, my friends, my colleagues in the industry so much. Everything became so heavenly, I must say, that everything changed. And then I suddenly realized that, my God, इतनी सिंपल सी चीज थी और उसको समझने के लिए मुझे इतना समय लगा. I don't know it's so easy for you to understand it today also unless you start doing it. But when this happened to me, my whole life changed. I was content, happy. I was meditating, 6 hours a day whenever I could find time. In between shots, I would close my makeup room and sit down to meditate. And suddenly, I was a very happy man. And then I went to the Guru again, once in Pune, and he asked me, "Kya ho raha?" So I said, भगवान आपने तो कमाल का मुझे फॉर्मूला दे दिया, मुझे तो बहुत मजा आ रहा है आजकल, इतना अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे, काम कर रहा हूं, मुझे हर चीज में आनंद आता है. तो he smiled at me and he said, ठीक है, अब आगे देखते हैं क्या होता है. And the next thing I knew is that after having, so nicely settled with my work, that I just felt that I can't miss this opportunity of not being with my Guru physically. So I just decided that I must quit the film industry and be with him. And that's the time I decided, and I spent a few years, I quit the industry, spent a few years with him, went with him to America, came back, finished my journey, and then I told him when I came back that I want to go back and work in the film industry. I want to go back and be with my friends and family. And he was so happy. He said, yes, now you can go back. And I came back, started my work again, started everything. And that whole journey that I went through, I'm the most grateful person. I will always be indebted to my Guru. And of course, Gurus are in all your walks of life. Your director is your Guru, your producer is your Guru, your colleagues are your Gurus, because you learn from everybody. And that's what I said, you must listen and learn. Because there's an opportunity to learn from everywhere, from everybody. So, I know it's nothing much that I've shared with you. Unfortunately, Subhash and me never got to work in a film together as a director and actor, but I must tell you that we've shared more of a relationship than that. And but I always looked forward to be directed by Subhash. It never happened. And I saw his whole journey also. In fact, when I came, नया जब मैं फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में आया था, तो मैं एक फिल्म कर रहा था और फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट से बहुत सारे लड़के ग्रेजुएट होके आए थे. उनमें से सुभाष जी भी एक थे. And I was working on a set one day and suddenly my director comes and says कि ये सुभाष घाई हैं और ये रोल कर रहे हैं, कुछ फ्रीडम फाइटर का रोल था, ऐसा कुछ था. And coming from the Film Institute, obviously you've been trained. And Subhash ji came and he rattled off this huge passage. कोई freedom fighter की speech वगैरह थी. मैं तो घबरा गया, मैं तो डर गया, क्योंकि मैंने कभी इस तरह का डायलॉग सुना नहीं था. लेकिन मुझे उस वक्त लगा कि यार training is so important. Coming from a background of training, because when you come, you've been taught to face the camera, you've been taught to, how to deliver your lines, you've been taught all these kind of things. And I was so happy to meet him and to learn about the Film Institute, because मुझे नहीं पता था. उसके बाद immediately I did a film called मेरे अपने, in which the entire Film Institute की gang was there. मैं अकेला था, right from Mr. Shatrughan Sinha, my dearest friend, to Danny, to a whole lot of them who graduated and came. और मैं अकेला एक तरफ होता था और ये पूरे फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट एक तरफ होती थी. But we all got on famously. We did a great film. We did very well. So I'm really grateful to everybody who's come into my life and from whom I've learnt, from whom I've had the opportunity to learn. And I hope that all of you graduates today will keep all this in mind, and the little that I've said will probably also help you in your journey. So thank you once again for this honor. Thank you once again for this. Because, ultimately, it is these kind of recognitions that make you feel that, yes, your efforts have not gone in vain, that you have made a difference in the world. So thank you very much. I'm in politics, as you know. I've been elected 4 times Member of Parliament from the same constituency. मुझे पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में भी कुछ पता नहीं था. मुझे जब ऐसा लगा कि भाई मैंने सब कुछ देख लिया है, अचीव कर लिया है, सब कुछ कमा लिया है, तो अभी मुझे कुछ वापस करना चाहिए अपने लोगों को, अपने फैंस को, अपने चाहने वालों को. The only way I felt that you could do that was to work for the people. And no matter what reputation politics has, please let me tell you, I'm in politics. I used to hate politicians. I used to hate politics. But when I came into Parliament and when I went into my constituency and I saw the halat of the poor people, the downtrodden, politics gives you the greatest opportunity, the biggest platform to work for the upliftment of the poor. And I'm so grateful to the Almighty, to my party, for giving me this opportunity of working for the people. And believe me, it is very satisfying when you see the lives of people changing and becoming better. So we should never leave any aspect of life out. That's what my point was. I mean, we all say politics is dirty, politics is this, politics is that. We have all kinds of peoples in all walks of life. But it's up to you. What advantage you take of that situation, of the opportunity given to you, and make the best of it. So I have led a very fruitful, very satisfying life, and I'm grateful to the Almighty, of course, and all my family, colleagues. My family has been the biggest supporter of mine. My wife Kavita is here, my children are here, Sakshi, Shraddha. I've already got 2 sons in the film industry. I think I was the first person who said yes. Then Akshay told me that he wants to become an actor. I never came in his way. Rahul wanted to be an actor. I never came in his way. There is no business like show business. That's a fact, because I've seen the entire world. I've seen all kinds of professions. I've seen people successful in all kinds of professions. But the satisfaction, the joy, satisfaction, I mean your soul. I think this is the only industry, this is the only kind of profession that gives you the opportunity to find that peace and love in work. So thank you. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vinod Khanna sir, for those wonderful words.
So Whistling could not exist or could not achieve its achievements until and unless there was a support from the industry. For the last 10 years, so many legends, so many directors, stars, writers, they have been contributing by teaching students for the last 10 years. So they felt indebted, and they instituted an award by the students and faculty. It's called a Maestro Award. The 2 awards every year. One award to the actors and one other award to the technicians. So this Lata ji and Vinod ji as an actor, and that is why we are here. So you should know what is Maestro Award given by Whistling Woods. Now over to our Maestro Award winner today. It is an honor to us, honor to Institute. Vinod ji has always stood by us, and he has been contributing a lot in building up this Whistling Wood. And now over to
हाँ जी, क्वेश्चन आंसर।
10 साल पूरे चुके आपके इंस्टीट्यूट को और बहुत बड़ा दिन है आपके लिए, और आपके दोस्त विनोद जी आपके साथ है, तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
मैं अभी मैं हिंदी में बोलना पड़ेगा। मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि जब तक हिंदुस्तान के बॉम्बे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के हिंदी सिनेमा के सितारों का, निर्देशक का, राइटर्स का, एकेडमिक्स का साथ ना होता तो व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स ना होता। व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स आज 10वें साल में है और इतनी तरक्की पे है कि वर्ल्ड का टॉप 10 बन गया है। इसका जो पूरा श्रेय है वो हमारी इंडस्ट्री को जाता है, और विनोद जी और दिलीप कुमार और सब लोगों के जैसे लीजेंड्स जो हैं उनको जाता है। तो ये सक्सेस मेरी नहीं है, ये हमारे इंडस्ट्री की सक्सेस है, हमारे सभी आर्टिस्ट और टेक्नीशियंस की सक्सेस है, जिन्होंने अपना ज्ञान और अपनी नॉलेज जो है स्टूडेंट्स को दी। आने वाली जो जनरेशन है, जो फिल्म मेकर्स हैं, उनको बांटा और उनसे अभी कनेक्ट किया। तो हमारे जितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो इंडस्ट्री में जाकर जब इनको मिलते हैं तो एक जान पहचान ऑलरेडी होती है, एक विचार भी आपस में मिलते हैं। ये एक बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट हमने पाई।
तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि इतने टैलेंटेड लोग आपके इंस्टीट्यूट से निकलते हैं, और आजकल देखा जाए तो इंडस्ट्री में ज़्यादा करके कोई जैसे कोई एक्टर का लड़का हो स्टार बन रहा है, तो मतलब सब अपने रिलेशन वाले उनके आगे बढ़ रहे, तो जो एकदम टैलेंटेड लोग उनको वो अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिल पा रही।
जैसे जो फिल्म फैमिलीज होती हैं उनकी एक प्रिविलेज तो होता है कि जैसे पॉलिटिशियन का बेटा पॉलिटिशियन, डॉक्टर का बेटा डॉक्टर, आर्मी का बेटा आर्मी, ये तो हमारी एक प्रथा भी है और उसमें गुण भी होता है, क्योंकि फिल्म फैमिली में जो बच्चा बड़ा होता है उसको बचपन से ही 6 साल की उम्र से ट्रेनिंग मिलती है। वो अपने माता पिता को देखता है, थोड़े जेनेटिक भी लेकर आते हैं, थोड़े भी उसके अपने घर में होती है। लेकिन सबसे खूबसूरत बात जो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की है कि जब विनोद खन्ना साहब आए तो इनके पिताजी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में नहीं थे, ये बाहर से आए थे। तो जब बाहर से भी बहुत से जब लोग होते हैं, सबसे अच्छी खूबसूरत बात यह है फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की, ये मेरिटोरियस इंडस्ट्री है। यहाँ मेरिट होगी तो आप जीतेंगे, चाहे वो फिल्म के बच्चे हैं, फिल्म वालों के बच्चे हैं या बाहर के बच्चे हैं। तो कंपटीशन जो है बहुत ओपन है। तो उस ओपन कंपटीशन में कभी बच्चे जीतते हैं, कभी बाहर के लोग जीतते हैं। या शाहरुख जो है वो बाहर से हैं, आमिर खान एक फिल्म फैमिली से हैं, सलमान फिल्म फैमिली से हैं, लेकिन अक्षय कुमार जो हैं वो बाहर से हैं। तो बहुत से ऐसे एक्टर्स आपको मिलेंगे, डायरेक्टर्स मिलेंगे। मैं बाहर से हूँ, मैं भी किसी राज कपूर या यश चोपड़ा का बेटा नहीं था। तो मेरिट्स के ऊपर जीतना जो है ये हमारी इंडस्ट्री की सबसे बड़ी क्वालिटी है। आज आप सोचिए कि कितना बड़ा मूवमेंट होगा हमारा, कि जो हमने अपनी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लिए किया या फिल्म इंडस्ट्री से जो पाया वो हमने फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को दिया। 35 साल के कैरियर के बाद, इतनी फिल्में बनाने के बाद 20 फिल्में मैंने डायरेक्ट की और 20 हमने प्रोड्यूस की। उसके बाद जितने भी हमारा नॉलेज, एक्सपीरियंस, जो भी धन यश था वो फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट में बांटा, व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स में दिया। और उसको व्हिस्लिंग वुड्स को खड़ा करने में और उसको आगे बढ़ाने में मेघना घाईपुरी का और राहुलपुरी का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है, क्योंकि पूरे ने करना है, आगे भी उन्होंने बढ़ाना है। तो आज मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि आज 10वां साल है हमारा, 10th ईयर में एंटर कर रहे हैं और हमारे बच्चे जितने भी बाहर गए हैं अच्छी अच्छी कंपनियों में एक बड़े बड़े ओहदे पर हैं। बाकी रही बात एक्टर्स की और स्टार्स की, स्टार्स को भी एक कंपटीशन होता है, उसको हर एक को टाइम लगता है, किसी को 6 साल, किसी को 7 साल, तो वो लगेगा और आपके सामने वो आएंगे। राजेश खन्ना हमारे मित्र थे, विनोद जी के भी मित्र थे। आज हम उनको मिस करते हैं राजेश खन्ना ने जो करिश्मा अपना क्रिएट किया था 25 साल तक, एक उनकी जो इनिंग उन्होंने प्ले की, वो एक बहुत खूबसूरत इनिंग थी। उनका जो सुपर स्टारडम, जो पहला एक फ्रेंजी जो पैदा हुई थी, वो फ्रेंजी राजेश खन्ना ने क्रिएट की थी। और आज हमको डेफिनेटली मिस करते हैं, इंडस्ट्री उनको याद करती है, हम उनका सम्मान करते थे और करते हैं।
सर, एज ए डायरेक्टर मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी, जो स्टॉकिंग चीज़ होती है, जो बहुत सारे फिल्म स्टार वो एक्नॉलेज करते हैं कि यार स्टॉकिंग लुक्स गुड ऑन स्क्रीन, तो उसकी जो रियल लाइफ में बहुत कंसिक्वेंसेस जो हम देख रहे हैं, तो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन
ये टॉपिक जो ना सोशल इशू है, पहले हम लोग विष्णु की बात कर लें, विनोद जी ने बात करनी है। ये जो टॉपिक है चलेगा, ये भाग 2 में आएगा, है ना, फिर भाग 3 में गॉसिप आएंगे, है ना। अभी जरा इसकी बात करते हैं, 3 भाग में बांट लेते हैं, है ना। आप मुझे मालूम है लास्ट क्वेश्चन की वेट कर रहे हैं, ओके। हाँ
विनोद जी, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे, मतलब आपके टाइम पे जो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री थी और अब जो इतना चेंजेस आया फिल्म इंडस्ट्री,
विनोद जी,
तो मतलब कितना चेंजेस आपको लगता है इंडस्ट्री में? जैसे अभी कोई हम एक्टर को देखें, अगर कोई एक्टर है मूवी में कोई रोल प्ले कर रहा है, कोई हीरोइन को रोल पे चल रहा है और छेड़ रहा है, परेशान कर रहा है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा थोड़ी देर अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1 आवर परेशान कर रहा है, बाद में मान जाती है, तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा नहीं लगता कि एक टीनेजर के दिमाग पे ऐसा एक बैठ जाता है कि हाँ जो हीरो जो कर रहा है वो सही कर रहा है और वो वही करता है, और आप जो लोग पहले करते थे आज के टाइम पे वो बहुत कल्चरल और ट्रेडिशनल वाला था इंडस्ट्री, तो आपको क्या कहना है इस बारे में?
आई डोंट थिंक इसमें कोई कमेंट देने की जरूरत है। इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन जनरेशन टू जनरेशन, एज द जनरेशन इन्वॉल्व। पहले सीटी बनाना वाज ओके, आज सीटी बजाओ तो जेल में जाओगे। या आई मीन, सी वी वर ब्रॉट अप इन अ टाइम where these were aspects of growing up, teasing girls, सीटी बजाना, the whole thing of the Krishna theory.
अभी वो राम के रूप में
Now everything is different. So every generation goes through a certain change, and it's for the good. I think everything is evolution basically.
और आपको ये समझना चाहिए,
बाकी गुड एंड बैड इज द सेम इन एवरीबडी। सबको पता है क्या ठीक है, सबको पता है क्या गलत है, करेक्ट? ऐसी कोई बात, आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनीबडी हु डजंट नो दैट।
और सिनेमा जो है वो हमेशा अपने जो उस काल का, उस वर्तमान काल का दर्पण होता है,
रिफ्लेक्शन।
जब उस तरह से जो 1940 के जो यंगस्टर थे वो अलग थे, वो देशभक्ति वाले थे, फिर 60 वाले वो शादी वाले थे, 80 वाले रोमांटिक वाले थे, अभी अग्रेसिव वाले हैं, अभी तो 2-3 गर्लफ्रेंड भी रख के स्टोरी बनाते हैं, लाइफ में भी ऐसी है। तो जितने भी फ्रेंड्स हैं, जो जनरेशन है उसका वही जनरेशन स्क्रीन पर आती है, तो देखने वाले भी जवान, बनाने वाले भी जवान और कहानी भी जवान, अपने समय के अनुकूल हो। तो इसलिए समय का बदला, कोई सिनेमा तो नहीं बदलेगा, सिनेमा वैसे ही बदलेगा, लेकिन आज का जो पिता है, जैसे आज का पिता रो रहा है, आप फिल्मों में देख रहे हैं पिता उतना ही रो रहा है जितना रोना चाहिए।
आपको लगता है आगे चल के टीनेजर नहीं करते?
आगे क्या बोलो?
मैं एक बात कहना चाहूँगी कि एटलीस्ट लिसनिंग वुड्स में जो हमारी ट्रेनिंग में हम ट्राई करते हैं कि हम हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को सेंसिटाइज करते हैं इन बातों पे, चाहे वो जेंडर सेंसिटाइज टॉक्स हो, चाहे वो कैसे आप एक मुद्दे को लेके, एक सोशल इशू को लेके आप सेंसिटिवली उसको कैसे बता सकते हैं। तो ये जो है उनकी ट्रेनिंग का एक 3 साल में उनको हर टाइम वो ट्रेनिंग मिलती रहती है। तो मेरा होप है कि ये बच्चे भी आके सोसाइटी की ही पिक्चरें बताएंगे, उनकी मतलब फिल्मों की स्टोरीज वही होंगी, बट येस वो सोशली रिस्पॉन्सिबली वे में दिखाई जाएंगी। तो आई एम होपफुल फॉर द फ्यूचर।
क्योंकि मेघना जो है बहुत वर्कशॉप लेती हैं, चाहे वो वुमेन रिस्पेक्ट की हों, ह्यूमन रिस्पेक्ट की हों, डिप्राइव्ड लोगों की हों, पुअर की हों, हैंडीकैप की हों, तो इनकी काफ़ी वर्कशॉप सोशल भी रहती हैं, ताकि जो बच्चे 2 साल पढ़ते हैं
काम करवाते हैं,
हम एनजीओ में उनको काम
पता चले कि हाउ डू पीपल लिव इन दीज सोसाइटीज, हाउ विल दे बिकम फिल्म मेकर्स, वो स्टोरीज कैसे बताएंगे उनके बारे में अगर वो विलेज में जाके काम नहीं करेंगे। तो ये स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत एक्सपोजर मिलता है रियलिटी का, और यही बेनिफिट है फिल्म स्कूल में आने का। आप कहीं भी कुछ भी बन सकते हैं, बट अगर आपकी ट्रेनिंग अच्छी हो तो आपको अच्छे वैल्यूज मिलते हैं।
और वैल्यूज का
सॉरी
कितना एक्सपीरियंस होता है? स्टूडेंट्स को मिलके आपको क्या लगता है?
स्टूडेंट्स को तो अभी मैं 2-2 मिनट के लिए मिला, आई एम नॉट बीन एबल टू एक्सचेंज विद
अपना स्टूडेंट याद आता है जब आप स्टूडेंट थे?
हाँ, नेचुरली, आई मीन ऑल दी सेरेमनीज जो होती हैं, कॉन्वोकेशन हो, ग्रेजुएशन हो, ये है, ये सब आपको याद दिलाती हैं अपने टाइम की, बट वी ऑल वेंट थ्रू डिफरेंट
faces.
systems, different times, different teachers, different thinking, different conditioning. So, but what I see, the faces of the students, जो मैंने देखा आज, they're also excited, they're also, beaming with joy. Confidence levels उनका हमारे वक्त से बहुत ज़्यादा है. Even जब लोग फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट पूना से ग्रेजुएट होके आते थे, चाहे वो टेक्नीशियंस हों, एक्टर्स हों, these students are much more confident than those students also. Because internet has opened up, information has opened up, so much thing has opened up. There's so much available. I mean, they don't just have to learn from a teacher, they can learn from anybody on the net. There's so many talks, there are so many this. So the world is open. हमारे ज़माने में तो मोबाइल फ़ोन भी नहीं था. हमारे ज़माने में अगर हमारी गर्लफ्रेंड का फ़ोन आता था स्टूडियो में, तो उनको बोलना पड़ता था कि 1:15 पे फ़ोन करो और तब मैं फ़ोन के पास आऊँगा. तो एक ही फ़ोन होती थी स्टूडियो में और लाइन लगी रहती थी फ़ोन करने वालों की और फ़ोन रिसीव करने वालों की. And can you imagine today, mobile phone? I mean, there's communication. I mean, you had to, those were very hard times nowadays, very hard times. Garmi, no air-conditioned studios. The infrastructure that we had, the way we used to travel, God, hotels इस तरह की थी. आजकल तो आप तो जन्नत में आजकल, I think all the actors.
जी सर,
अगर आपके टाइम से बात करिए तो आपके स्कूल और कॉलेज में सर क्या क्या मेमोरीज रही सर जो आप शेयर करना चाहें सर?
Memories of my school days. See, my memory, to sum it up, I was always very confident of a mind to something. I knew that I could do it. Totally fearless. No fear of anything. Whether it was your parents, teachers, whether it was your colleagues. And that got me into a lot of trouble also. But at the same time, it made me so, confident and absolutely self-independent of anybody. So उस तरह से I think, but everybody goes through life in his own way. I've been very special, I've been very grateful that I've lived such a life that I think very few people can even dream of living.
And सर जिस तरीके से आज के टाइम में सर बायोपिक्स का जो ट्रेंड चल रहा है, तो सर आपको लगता है सर किसी तरीके से आर डी बर्मन सर के ऊपर कोई बायोपिक होनी चाहिए?
आपकी आवाज एको हो रही है, मेरे को सुनाई नहीं.
आर डी बर्मन के ऊपर बायोपिक बननी चाहिए.
आर डी बर्मन, ऑफ कोर्स, माय गॉड, ही वाज सच अ जीनियस. बन रही है ना, कोई बना रहा है.
हाँ सर. सर आपके तरफ सर मोस्ट सूटेबल एक्टर कौन सा होगा सर, अगर आप अगर
क्या फैक्टर?
Suitable actor to act as.
Sorry, I'm not a casting director.
Casting director थोड़ी.
I'm not a casting director.
Full director है.
सर जैसे हम देखें आपके टाइम पे जब फिल्में बनती थी तो इतनी डिफिकल्टी नहीं होती थी गवर्नमेंट से या पॉलिटिक्स से किसी से भी, मतलब फिल्म को रिलीज करने में. आज के टाइम पे बॉलीवुड फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में ऐसी प्रॉब्लम चल रही है कि मूवी लीक्स हो रही है टोरेंट साइट्स पे और सेंसर बोर्ड कॉपी निकल रही है. मतलब प्रोड्यूसर के मतलब what do you want to say about that?
No, I agree. I mean, there will always be, some
थीफ तो हमेशा ही जिंदा थे और हमेशा रहेंगे.
everything.
चोर जो था पहले भी होता था, 200 साल पहले, 100 साल पहले, 50 साल पहले, वो अपना तरीका निकाल लेगा. अगर आप बोलेंगे चोरों को रोक सकते हैं तो नहीं रोक सकते. पर ये 1%, 2%, 1%, 5% नहीं रहता है. 90% चोर नहीं होते. 90% लोग फिल्म देखने वाले तरीके से ही फिल्म देखते
आपके हिसाब से कौन
लीकेज पहले भी
कॉपी के मतलब वीडियो जो आ रहा है वो पूरा लीक
अब इसके बारे में तो हम टिप्पणी कर नहीं सकते क्योंकि हमें केस नहीं मालूम है. लेकिन यह है कि लीकेज होना, पायरेसी होना, ये हमेशा शुरू से ही हमारी प्रॉब्लम रही है.
बट वी मस्ट एक्सेप्ट दिस फैक्ट कि बिफोर द वाजपेयी जी गवर्नमेंट केम इनटू बीइंग, फिल्म इंडस्ट्री वाज नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एज एन इंडस्ट्री. हमारे यहाँ फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को कोई दात नहीं देता था, कोई उनका ज़्यादा रिस्पेक्ट नहीं होता था. जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम गवर्नमेंट पे आता था उन दिनों में तो इनकम टैक्स रेट्स हो जाते थे एक्टर्स पे. और हेडलाइंस सब हो जाते थे कि इसको रेट कर दिया, उसको रेट कर दिया, जो भी खामियां गवर्नमेंट में होती थी. फर्स्ट टाइम वाजपेयी जी, अडवाणी जी रिकग्नाइज द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री. हमको इंडस्ट्री का स्टेटस मिला. हम लोगों को फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन से, बैंक से पैसे मिलने शुरू हुए टू फाइनेंस फिल्म्स. So that was a very big step that they took.
और मुक्ता आर्ट was the first corporate company because industry recognized की गई थी.
So that was the start of this whole revolution. I think that changed this whole film industry. Finance, money. वो पहले सारा money underworld इधर उधर कहाँ से आता था पता. Now everything is legal. We are accepted as any other industry.
Professional.
Insurance for films, I think things have changed a lot. If you talk about then and now, yes, they had other challenges. Like he said, there was no air conditioning in the studios. Today we may have air conditioning, but then there's technology for piracy to happen more easily. So I think we must accept that life is always going to be a balance between good times and bad times, and we have to face these challenges. This generation has to face these challenges. So I think that's summing it up.
सुभाष जी, खन्ना का सीक्वल देखने मिलेगा हमें? खन्ना के रिटर्न्स का भी चर्चा है.
मैं इस वक्त बिल्कुल विस्लिंग वुड्स के 10th ईयर के कन्वोकेशन में बैठा हूँ. एक मुलाकात फिर करेंगे जब हम खलनायक की बात करेंगे और खुल के बात करेंगे. 1.5 घंटा बात करेंगे. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you.
Thank you.